What is up, guys? I'm sorry for not doing this part 2 sooner, but as I was making it, well, it just didn't really seem that useful, so instead I wanted to try the new jungle out and talk about which item is good for when and what you should actually be buying in your games. So in this video, we'll go through what the new items are and what the enchantments are, and then actually which ones you want to buy in your games. So first things first, let's talk about the jungle items, and they all build from the machete that you're going to get on your very first buy. Now the first one is Poachers Knife, so you can smite and kill a large monster in the enemy jungle, and when you do, your smite CD is halved, you get bonus gold and movement speed. So this item is for counter jungling, and counter jungling in this patch is actually pretty strong because the timers on the respawns of the camps are actually pretty high. You've seen a lot of people right now have this complaint that when the lanes take your jungle, then it actually hurts you quite a lot because the timers are so long. Well, it's pretty much the same thing when you counter jungle, right? You're getting hurt even more because you have to then go back and clear that camp and then wait the time for it to respawn. The second one is skirmishes saber, and this is one of two of them that you can actually cast your smite on enemy champions. So on this one, it marks them, you deal bonus true damage to that target, you have vision of them, and you reduce their damage to you by 20%. Now this is really good for auto attacking champions, and it's great for 1v1 fights or duels because of the reduced damage and increased damage you do to them. It's especially good with attack speed as well, so for people like Udyr, Warwick, Master Yi, and I'm going to come on to that a little bit later. The third one is Stalker's Blade, and this is the other one that you can smite champions with. As opposed to the saber, this actually deals true damage as a nuke and then reduces movement speed by 50% for 2 seconds. This is probably better for heavy gankers who just want to fight a lot and have burst damage, or just don't really have a gap closer naturally, so people like Kha'Zix, Lee, Jarvan, Rengar, that can work on them as well. Now the final one, and the reason I've left this till last is because I think this is the best one, and I'll come on to that in a second, is the Ranger's Trailblazer. So it reduces the cooldown of your smite becomes AoE and stuns for 1.5 seconds. It also restores 15% of your missing health and mana. Now this helps you clear faster, but it's a sustain that's really big. And it's not just a sustain, it's that you actually stun them for 1.5 seconds, right? So that is kind of giving you more health by not taking that damage from them. Now most people right now should be getting the Ranger's Trailblazer. It's the best all-round item and it kind of handicaps you if you don't get it, honestly. You clear faster, you take less damage, you heal yourself so that you don't have to base as much, which in turn lets you gank more and have more of an impact in the game. Now smiting people is fun and everything, but just ask yourself if you really need that extra damage or not. So like Lee Sin for example, before this patch you kill people early with your damage anyway, so you don't really need to smite them, so why wouldn't you just want to clear faster and be able to gank more by being more healthy? The exception to this is a skirmisher saber for people who want to duel constantly and build attack speed. Now people like Master Yi, Warwick and Udyr benefit from this item so much that frankly they are pretty overpowered with it. The mark lasts for a flat 6 seconds. Now what that means is that the more attack speed you have, the more attacks you get in during that time and the more bonus damage you're going to do. So that's why the combination of this, the Devourer enchantment which gives you attack speed, and any other attack speed items makes it stupidly strong. So let's move on to the jungle enchantments, and two of these are very obvious, and that's the warrior and the Magus ones. Now the warrior one is obviously for warriors, basically for anyone who wants to do AD damage. It gives you AD, cooldown reduction and armor pen, which is kind of like a mini brutalizer, and it's actually really good synergy with a brutalizer as well. These two are pretty standard, and if you do burst damage like Lee Sin, you can get a warrior one to do even more damage, and Magus will be something like a Fiddlesticks or an Amumu. Now let's talk about Juggernaut very quickly because it's not really used right now, but it's actually pretty good and it's pretty flexible too. Anyone looking at this can obviously tell it's built for tanks, but what happens if you get behind in a game? Now the good thing that I found in my games is that if I get behind on someone like Vi or Lee Sin, then I can actually build this Juggernaut enchantment to get tanky no matter what I've already built. Now the tenacity on it as well lets you go Moby boots and gank a lot as a utility jungler, so people like Nautilus, Rammus, and actually even people like Lee Sin, as I've said before, if they get behind can benefit from this. The final one is the Devourer, and this is obviously the big talking point because it's so strong with people that are dominating solo queue right now. Now this is the one that makes Warwick, Master Yi and Udyr be so good in this patch. It does a huge amount of damage, it grants good attack speed, and you'll clear the jungle insanely quickly, meaning that more stacks during the game, and that means more damage. So just very quickly as a recap then, you want to be getting Ranger's Trailblazer on pretty much every jungler right now because of the sustain and the clear that it gives you so you can gank more. When it comes to enchantments, there isn't really a wrong answer. You want to get Juggernaut if you want to go tanky, Warrior if you want to do more AD burst damage, Magus if you want to do more AP, and Devourer if you're an attack speed champion. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope it was worth the wait. I do apologize for making you guys wait a couple of days for part 2, but I don't really see the point of putting out a video that is subpar when I can wait a little bit and give you something so much more useful. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like it and I'll catch you next time.